Hey everybody, this is Johnny Gioeli from Hardline, Axel Rudy Pell, Crush 40, and so many other projects. 95 albums. Can you believe that? But you're watching me right here on CMS TV. Rock out, people.
Talking about entertainment and being wronged with entertainment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this over to you too.
All right.
Because this is just so unfair.
Oh.
It's wrong and unfair.
Well, that's no good.
All right. Let's send this. Whoop, wrong thing. I sent the wrong thing, damn it. Just gonna forward this to you.
Okay.
Just ignore that last email I sent you.
Okay.
Here we go. All right. So apparently, there are some nightclubs that won't let fat chicks in.
In the U.S.?
Well, we'll find out.
Okay.
And I always think that this is in Los Angeles, the Highlight Room in Los Angeles. And I like the way that fat chicks are now being considered models.
Yeah, they're hot.
Yeah. This is a trend now that fat chicks are now models.
Yeah, they're hotties.
They're just curvy.
Yeah, big bone, Neely.
After being turned away from a nightclub because of their size, these women are calling for a change in nightclub policies.
Ooh, well.
Oh, that's model material right there.
Fantastic.
They got turned away for being curvy.
No, they didn't. You know, and here, look, I don't know this story for anything. I'm sure we're going to get there, but
right.
How many decades have guys been turned away for not having the
proper attire,
the proper look, not having enough wealth, not looking rich enough, being 5 pounds overweight, whatever. Decades, and it's never been a problem. But now we're going to cater to these broads.
Right.
Okay.
This is Ella Holikus, whatever, and Alexa McCoy, two curve models.
Curve models?
Curve models.
All right. Bell curve.
Yes. Who are out with friends when they said that they were turned away from a club because of their size.
Okay.
In a video that's gathered the collective attention of nearly 2 million viewers on TikTok.
Oh, well, if it's on TikTok, then it's really serious.
Now, do you think people look at the TikTok video because they feel in line with them, or they go, let me take a look at these two buffaloes?
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably what it is.
Ella and Alexa explained that on November 2nd, the two ran into one another outside the Highlight Room. And boy, the clash was just loud.
Mm.
They ran into each other.
Yeah.
It's like two garbage trucks.
Like two rams falling off a mountain.
The Highlight Room, a Los Angeles club. Alexa invited Ella to join her group, a squad of 12 to 15 people. Since when do you become a squad now?
Well, since the women's squad.
Yeah. They're a squad.
They're a squad.
Stop it. A squad of 12 to 15 people, but when Alexa attempted to file in after their friends, the bouncer purportedly put the rope down in front of her and said, "Not tonight."
Okay.
Not tonight, honey.
Yeah.
The promoter starts letting the whole group of girls, and right when it gets to me, the bouncer puts the rope up in front, looks at me up and down, says, "Yeah, not tonight."
So WWE people need to go down the street. That's where they're wrestling tonight.
Exactly.
Yeah, come on.
I let him know I was part of the group and that he was letting in, and he looked me up and down one more time and said, "Yeah, not tonight."
Did she say herd or group?
Her group. Her group.
I just said herd.
Yeah, that too. At that point, I was extremely disappointed.
Ooh.
Apparently that was going on, and that I was discriminated against because the size of my body.
All right. Well, technically, I mean, there's the technical side and there's the reality. Technically, she shouldn't be. You know,
Yes,
I mean,
I agree.
But let's just be honest. This has been going on forever in upscale clubs, especially in Hollywood. Didn't you say it's Hollywood or LA?
Yeah, it's LA.
This shit has been going on as long as they've had clubs in LA.
True.
This is not new. The only thing that's new is that Ubsy here and her friend Chubsy have a big Instagram following or TikTok following or whatever.
Don't you know who I am?
Yeah. That's the only difference between now and the last 30 years of this going on.
Yeah.
Fat girls have never been allowed in these clubs.
I'm an influencer. Don't you know that?
Oh, well, in that case, come right in.
Yes. At this point, Ella said she tried to approach the bouncer next to clear up any possible confusion, but she was ultimately told the same. I was like, "What do you mean not tonight? I'm so confused." He wouldn't give us an answer, and we didn't know why.
So maybe it wasn't that you're fat.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't have your lume on.
Yeah. Maybe the tag fell off your ear.
The tag on your ear. What is this? Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hysterical. Let's see what's my. Oh, ew, that one in the black has a big fupa.
Fupa?
That's my nephew chiming in.
The fuck is a fupa?
It's that big roll right in front of the gunt.
Oh, that's called a fupa?
It's called a fupa.
I never heard that term before.
Really? Look it up. It stands for something.
Look, I did not. As of today, new word for me, fupa. Let's see. What is fupa?
Fatter upper pubic area.
Oh, all right. I did not know the term fupa.
She's got a fatty pubis.
Just those words together sound awful.
So funny.
Who would ever want to hear those words uttered about themselves? And uttered with is the appropriate word there.
Right. BuzzFeed reached out to the highlight room for comment and received the following statement from their parent company, the Tao Group.
Okay.
Tao Group Hospitality. We are aware of Ella and Alexa's experience. The doorman on this particular evening worked for a third-party promotion company, and we moved this individual from the door effective immediately.
Of course, it's somebody else's fault. We get it.
He didn't work for us. He was just some dude.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah. We have made several attempts to resolve this issue directly with Ella and Alexa, and even scheduled a meeting within days to address this experience, which they unfortunately canceled. Our company does not tolerate discrimination of any kind, and we are always appreciative of our feedback on our operations and continue to work on how to improve our guest experience.
Well, one way would be not to keep the fatties out.
Yes.
That might be one way to do it. And stop blaming someone else. I love when these companies hire people. If the hired person would have done something right, stopped a gunman or something.
Right.
I can promise you the club would talk about, well, it's their security that's, responsible for saving lives. But the minute they keep Tubby out, then all of a sudden it's somebody else's problem, not mine. Lame.
According to Ella, both she and Alexa asked to reschedule their meeting with the highlight room, but they have yet to hear back since making this request. When speaking to Ella about the situation, she says removing the doorman from his post is not enough.
No, they need to pay. Enough.
I believe that removing the bouncer is just like removing a Band-Aid. It's a temporary fix to a bigger issue. How do you know what the bigger issue is?
Have you seen her? She knows the bigger issue.
Well, she is a bigger issue.
That's what I'm saying. She certainly knows the bigger issue.
Right. The highlight room has allegedly been notorious for turning away plus size women and women of color for so long. After hearing so many similar stories of this place, it's disheartening to see that the way that they are handling the situation.
Yeah.
It's a delicate situation.
It is. It's a delicate situation.
Some of these similar stories mentioned come from comments on their posts and private messages Ella says she received after their video went viral. I have to receive over 500 personal messages and comments from other people who have experienced same situation. So it's just not you.
Yeah. So admit it. I mean, look, the club's never going to admit it.
No,
the club is now, and she really doesn't. As much as the truth is probably that they looked at her and said, "Fuck that. We don't want our patrons bothered by this."
Yes.
The reality is they're never going to be able to prove that. It doesn't matter how many people say that. It doesn't matter. There's no proof. It's not like the guy with the rope said anything. He was smart enough to keep his fucking mouth shut when it counted.
Yeah.
He just said, "No, you're not getting in."
Yeah, that's it.
No reason given.
Yep. And they're probably, excuse me, they're probably coached in how to handle that situation too.
Yeah, and they'll say, we can't go over capacity or something. That'll be what it is he'll say, "Oh, I thought we were at capacity or something." He's never going to admit it.
Right, of course.
They're not going to win a lawsuit on this. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it's at their discretion.
Yeah. So you can make all the noise you want on Instagram there, sweetheart. You ain't going to win.
Right. Not everyone is about the highlight room, which demonstrates a large issue across nightlife. Well, yeah, if you ever watched the old documentary on Studio 54, you see that Steve Rubel and those guys out at the door and different people trying to get in, and he goes, "Yeah, you're not shaved, or you can't wear that shirt in here, or you got to wear a jacket, or you gotta, And they were selectively allowing people in and not allowing other people in. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean that's that, and it's been like that forever. That's the part that is, I think this whole Me Too is sort of backfiring on a lot of women because they think that they're going to get, they're going to get away with stuff, but what they're really finding out is the Me Too means that you're going to get the same discrimination that we've had on this side of the fence.
Yeah, we're not going to invite trouble.
Yeah, we just didn't complain about it as much. For guys, if we were ever turned away from a club, we were just like, "Oh, fuck that. Let's go to a different bar."
Exactly.
We didn't go to our fucking Instagram to throw a bitch fit.
One story was about a successful plus size model and influencer. See, does that make a difference? No.
Not to me.
Who tried to get into a New York City club with her friends, and they let in everyone else who was thinner, but would not let her in unless she paid $4,000.
$4,000.
$4,000.
Damn.
Other stories were of women who couldn't get into a club for their 21st birthday and were so humiliated by the experience that they just never went to a club again.
Ever.
Yeah.
Because they weren't allowed in one club.
Yeah, this type of discrimination is so damaging to people's self-worth and confidence.
Oh, shut up.
Because that's what a club is concerned about your self-worth and confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's this exact prevalence that has inspired Ella to speak up and share her experience online. To be honest with you, we're tired of playing it safe. We're going to start speaking up about it. This has happened to me 3 other times. I know this has happened to Alexa before and our other curve friends as well. And it's just not okay.
Well, if you don't want it to happen to you, fucking mix in a salad.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're that worried about it. If not, go to what Fatties Are Us or whatever the Fat Club is.
Yeah, I guess. I wanted to share my story to give a voice to so many other women who may not have performed, who have not a platform to do so. Once this happened to us, I felt immediate sadness for all other women who experience this. So often they just never say anything about it. So this is all about the fifis.
Yeah. And again, it's all about attention.
Right, of course.
I'm an influencer. I'm gonna make a difference here. Shut it.
I hope that by speaking up, I will encourage others to do the same. I'm glad to be starting this conversation and applying pressure on nightlife and clubs across the world to make some serious changes within their establishments.
Yeah, don't hold your breath on that one. It ain't changed in a lifetime. It sure ain't changing now.
Yeah, that's why it's called a club.
Yeah.
Not everyone gets to be part of the club.
That's right.
That's why it's a club.
It is a club.
Yep. Since posting, Ella has considered ways forward and how clubs can ensure better treatment for all. I would love to see new policies enforced at nightclubs and possibly new sensitivity training for bouncers to complete in order to do their job successfully. Well, he apparently did his job successfully. He kept you out.
Yeah, and more to the point, who's paying for that? You know, it's great to want this and that, but who's going to fucking pay for it? Why should the club owner have to pay for that bullshit? Because you're fucking butthurt. Shut up. Shut up.
This conversation is important to me.
Yeah. And only you.
Yeah. To ensure that no one else feels the way that we did that night. See, again, it's all about the fifis.
I can't have my feelings hurt now.
Nope. There needs to be a new system in place entirely where more people can step in and determine whether this is right or not and allow someone from coming in. It should not be up to the person at the door that holds all this power. That's what he's a doorman.
Yeah.
That's why he's called doorman.
Yeah.
He works the door and determines who gets in the establishment and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he holds all the power at the door.
And I agree with her that it shouldn't happen, but it does. It always has. Again, this is not new. This is not a new phenomenon that they're keeping out fat chicks. They've always kept out fat chicks. They've always kept out guys.
Well, that's the first comment on this story. I'm pretty sure they were already aware of the screening policies and that this wasn't the first time they were refused admittance. Like it or not, they can let in whoever they want. It's a club.
Yeah, but they'll lose that in court.
Well, maybe, but I don't think that's the case that they're going to present. But again, it is we reserve the right to refuse service to anybody.
Yeah. I look, again, just go somewhere else. This is the biggest problem with all this bullshit. Just go somewhere. If I'm not wanted somewhere, the last thing I'm going to do is fucking force feed them my money. You know, I'll just take it somewhere else. Stop being such a fucking cunt.
Right. Just because obesity is prevalent and now accepted in most circles doesn't make it appealing. The upper levels of society have always been and always will be exclusive. Unless you have position or money that outweigh your obesity, you're not getting in. That's just how it works.
Yeah. That's it. Oh, but an Instagram influencer is not one of those positions. It's just not.
You are not curvy. As an overweight plus size lady myself, that's not curvy. Curvy is having a definitely noticeable difference between hips and waist and bust size, but the waist being the smallest. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some plus size ladies out there that are also curvy, but plus size is plus size, and that's not curvy.
Yeah. Kim Kardashian is curvy.
Right.
On the border of fat, but curvy.
Yep.
You know, this girl's just straight up fat. Sorry. I know that doesn't feel good, but it's true. That'd be like me saying that I'm plump. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
Well, this lady makes a good point. So did the rest of the group leave the club since their friends were not allowed in?
Yeah, good point.
Right? Bashing the club, but nothing about the rest of the group.
Oh, no. Those are her friends.
So they stayed, but they patronized the club, but didn't say, well, if you're not letting them in, I'm leaving.
Not only did they stay, they probably laughed about their fat friend not being able to get in. I bet you anything that's part of the story here is that they laughed at Fatso not being able to get in.
I think this was written by Chris Aiken. If you're not part of the beautiful people, you won't get in. It's been going on since the dawn of time. Complain on social media, great way to get publicity. You can always start with your own club.
Yeah. 100%.
Signed CA from Twinsburg.
It could very well be. That sounds like something CA usually writes.
So there you are.
Well, there it is. Fatty's not getting into the club. Imagine that. That's just sad. Yeah. I feel bad for them.
Well, this goes back to your Skid Row interview where not everyone needs a voice.
It's very true. Very, very true. Who said that? Rachel Bolan?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's right.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's take a break and play a few tunes and get into our sponsored section of the show.
All right.
And since we were talking about Jeff Pilson and his vocal ability and so on and so forth, he did a post-docking thing on his own called War and Peace.
That's right.
And this is a song from his War and Peace release, and this one is just called Idol Worship. So it's Jeff Pilson exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hey, this is Jeff.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Classic Metal Show. Get all of our episodes uncensored at www.theclassicmetalshow.com. Join us weekly from 9 p.m. till 3 a.m. Eastern at www.cmsradio.net. Participate in the live chat room at www.chatandkill.com. Once again, thank you for checking out The Classic Metal Show with Neeley and Chris. Hail and kill, fuck you, pal, and hand job.